Now, if you have data guard, it is possible to patch your database without having to take the database down. How does that work? Well, you have to use what we call standby first patch apply. And imagine this scenario. We have a primary database and a standby database. Both of them are running on the original Oracle home, and we want to patch them. What do? First, we install a new Oracle home on both the primary and the standby host. Next, we use opatch to apply the, in this case, 19.10.0 release update to both of the Oracle homes. Next, we stop the standby database and we move it to the new and patched Oracle home, and then we restart it. So now the primary database is running on the old binaries, and the standby database is running on the new binaries. But this is a fully supported situation. The next step is optional. You can convert the standby database to a snapshot standby database and then run data patch on the standby database. This will allow you to test your application on your standby database with the patch included. This is very, very useful, and I would recommend that you incorporate this into your procedures to ensure that everything works. When you're done with your testing and you have validated the new release update, you can simply revert the snapshot standby database back into a physical standby database. It'll use flashback database to remove all the testing changes that you introduced and then catch up again with the primary database. Now we are ready to proceed with the patch apply. What we do now is that we issue a data guard switchover. So we send the users from the primary database to the standby database, and there's a role switch. We also reverse the flow of the redo, so now redo is being sent back to the original primary database. If you have a properly configured application, which for instance supports application continuity, there won't be any downtime at all, just a small brownout while the sessions are moved to the new database. When you've done that, you take the original primary database, which is now the standby database, and you restart that into the new Oracle home. So now both of the databases are running on the new Oracle home. But remember, we haven't run data patch yet. So we do that, we connect to the primary database and we execute data patch. And again, remember the verbose switch. Now the SQL changes and the PL SQL changes that go into database now flow via redo to the standby database, and now both of the database are patched. If you have data guard, I highly recommend that you look into this approach, and you should visit this Moss note to get a lot more details about the procedure. Also, there are some requirements and prerequisites that you have to meet in order to use this procedure, but visit the Moss note for further details.